Ukraine's war is no longer contained. So says Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, confirming that his troops pushed into Russia's far western Kursk region in recent days.
It's only fair to destroy Russian terrorists where they are, where they launch their strikes from. Russian military airfields, Russian logistics. We see how useful this can be for bringing peace closer. Russia must be forced into peace if Putin wants to continue waging war so badly.
100,000 Russian civilians fled the Ukrainian push, and Russian President Vladimir Putin claimed it spurred a rise in enlistments.
It appears that the enemy is aiming to improve its negotiating positions in the future. Well, what kind of negotiations can we even talk about with people who launch indiscriminate strikes on civilians, on civilian infrastructure, and try to create threats to nuclear energy facilities? What can you talk to them about?
Both the White House and the State Department issued stern warnings to Moscow on Monday over its use of Iranian munitions.
We are prepared to deliver a swift and severe response if Iran were to move forward with the transfer of ballistic missiles, which would, in our view, represent a dramatic escalation in Iran's support for Russia's war of aggression against Ukraine. Iranian officials also continue to deny providing any UAVs to Russia when evidence is plain for the world to see.
White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby had little to say when asked Monday whether Washington was concerned that Ukraine might be using U.S.-supplied weapons against Russia.
We're continuing to speak to our Ukrainian counterparts about these operations. I'll let them speak to their operations.
Analysts say that Ukraine's move comes as a surprise and that it is likely a tactic to wear down Moscow.
I think the Ukrainians wanted to bring the war home to the Russians, to say to the Russian people, no, you are not immune from this war. You are going to feel it on a day-to-day basis.
Analysts awaiting Putin's response say he may use Ukraine's incursion as an excuse to attack a NATO nation that borders Russia.
He now has evidence that Ukrainians who are armed and he claims trained and egged on by the West are now attacking Russia itself. That's how he's going to explain to the Russians that this happened and he has done nothing. So I'm thinking that, yes, I think it is going to be a pretty dangerous few days.
Something the residents of Kursk have learned in the last few days. Anita Powell, VOA News, Washington.